Okay. I need this. Been a while since I've done any quest development. Let me get some music going. Apparently that's the music that's set for that. I need to... Hang on a minute. Sorry about that. Holy crap, that's loud. Bad kitty being bad. Alright, my OCD will not allow that number. There we go. Although that's still loud. I feel like I didn't even do anything. Alright, that's reasonable. Let me share this link around. Hey, apparently more than 255 items is possible, which is awesome for me. I requested that because 255 are allowed, and technically all these ZZs I'm not using. So I have less than 90 available, so I'm excited. Just posting a link around, getting things where they should be. Okay, the first thing I'm actually going to do, ironically, is not even... I'm not gonna go in as in depth, but... Interesting, that just wiped everything out. Okay, I was worried because that was gonna piss me off. Well, I was gonna save, but oh well. Oh, well, it didn't save that I changed this. There, I did that so it saved where I was last. And I'm actually gonna... I wanna listen to this music. Okay, I was like, where's the music? I ran into a bug. And the best way to test that... And I'll just test it on the vanilla screen. I don't care about any of this. I don't even really need that much water. Yes, I did. Wiping out all my preferences in what maps I was on. Fun times, fun times. Okay, this looks like a perfect test to make you a doc. I'm making that test build for that bug report. So nothing special here. So let's put some raft path. Oh, apparently I'm not in line. So here's that. Here's that. Here's that. Okay, so this tests almost all directions. I'll do it this way. Hang on. Okay, maybe I can actually focus for more than 2 minutes without her doing something she shouldn't. Okay, so I need more of this water. Let's clear this. Yeah, it is all liquid. I guess technically I don't need this one because I'm already testing that. So now raft bounce. I think that's correct, right? Raft bounce. Branch. I was like, 103 doesn't seem right. Okay. So let's put A right there. Let's put raft on top. It's going under TONZC. No. Let's put it here. How you doing, Emily? It's been a little while. What? Increase is big. Yeah, it sounds like it is. Why is this not? Oh, I'm stupid. This does still need a flag. $10.24? Wow, you just straight up skipped over 512. I like it. I will no longer have any concerns about that. Yeah, okay, so see, I got stuck there. I get stuck there. Okay, well, apparently... What? Why is that a drown? Strange. I wasn't even having this behavior on my thing. I think up it's... Well, no, actually, I think they all were broken. Yeah. In the bug build, aren't you? Yes. Yes, I am. I don't know what the unbugged version in a build that worked. Oh, and oh yeah, you said and like if possible build where it worked before. Well, that's okay, I guess I'll just go here. I don't know. What build am I even on? I haven't kept an eye on the builds. So I'm on 130. You guys are up to 2. Okay, how about this? How about before I even deal with this? I know I just closed it. Dang it. No, I need to close. I'm going to update to the latest version and see if it's somehow miraculously fixed. Because then I don't even need to worry about any of this then. Updater. Which means you are going to need to close. Yeah, I'll update and see. Because if it's fixed, then no worries. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. No difference. Lovely. So now I get to hunt for a version. So 120, 130, it didn't work. Okay, so let's try 120. Where's the download? Give me the download links. Okay. And then my quest is right here. So let's open you, which I did. Editor. You're not a virus, I hope. It'd be cool if I could just drag and drop this. Nope, nope. File Explorer, desktop. Ugh. Why'd the whole dialogue close? That was annoying. There we go, a sane view. Okay, make it a little bigger so we can actually see. God. How about not maxed out? Why not? Why not in the middle? Yeah, apparently it's bugged here. This is so much fun. That was 120. Oh, there's a 2.55 in here. Interesting. Go to 1224, because why not? Is 1x volume. I forgot. Do I need to extract, or can I just run this outright? Yeah, I need to extract. That's cute. I'll be right back again. Okay. Raft branch right there. Raft. Hang on, is that in init data? I don't understand this font. It's so hard to read. Maybe in compact? I mean, it still looks ugly. I think that's everything except this isn't a... Holy crap. Mm-hmm. Success. Well, yep. Well, a little too far there. What the heck? Oh, it must be a nest screen. Don't know why that bounced me in so far. All right. So this is the 24th of December build, and it worked fine. Actually, I'm curious. Did I need to put flags on the docks? I think I did, but I'm not 100% sure. Well. Eh? Okay, so a dock without a wrap, will that just not work? Okay. The pre-release, here, let me just... There you go. 152, I guess, is the number. So it worked there. So lovely. We found a version where it worked. Now I can continue doing this. Video mode dialogue. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. I don't know. When I have my font, everything's fine. So I'm not too concerned about it. Okay, so tonight's stream, let's once again get some music in here so that it's not dead silent. Actually, I love Super Metroid soundtrack, so we are listening to that. Oh, the music's not that loud. I'll need to go through a huge, music, audio balancing phase. Yeah, nice. Okay. But yeah, I wanted to make sure to get that out there, the bug investigation for you, Emily. I figured this was a good time to force myself to just do it. Oh, also that bug report for main palette color flashing. I did try the high rendering setting. That did not do anything. Yeah, I could send that. I probably should not have gotten rid of it, but it's right here. So, no biggie. There you go. God dang it. Just a second. Okay. She's not being a bad one. But I turned that setting off and it's still occurring. Oh. Not as of this build, apparently. Oh, I just realized I'm on C-Set 0. Alright, no, that is fixed. New bug that way. Oh, GG. That was almost a good joke there, Moosh. How you doing, Moosh? It's been a little bit. Hope you're doing well. We are just doing more dungeons. You know how it goes. Just dungeon after dungeon. Almost, yes, almost. What is that shield icon? Is that... Oh, that's the moderator symbol, huh? Interesting. It's a shield now. On YouTube. I haven't had mods on my streams in quite some time, so... Oh, yeah, I remember Sky Lizard Girl mentioning about sound effect changes. Ooh. You can alphabetize? Well, that's actually not new. Cool. Down. Weird, it moved the one below it down? Interesting. Well, cool. Yeah, I remember seeing in one of the chats that Skylar's a girl mentioned that being a thing. It's reordering them. Well, I made sure to whatever I did the inverse. So, anyway, so yeah, doing a dungeon here. Not a huge one. This shouldn't take the player Why is this here? This shouldn't take the player much more than probably 20 minutes to do. It's a lore dungeon, so to speak. We're to the point in my quest where there's optional dungeons that, I mean, obviously you get a useful item at the end of the whole sequence, but just dungeons that you could completely not even know that they exist, but they exist because I want them to exist. Not like moving tiles. Wait, so you're saying what I did could have still broken stuff? Are you saying that me just moving it down and then back up, back to where it was, could still break things? Okay, okay. Because, yeah, this is, yeah, arrow, sword, bomb, like, nothing's different. Oh, it says right here. I see. Okay. Anyway, so these two caves line up to these two caves. What was my flow here? That lines up to those two. Right? Do they? One down from entrance. Oh, okay. All right, so I'll have to do the conversion to wave. Makes sense. Should simplify things. Wait, down and left of entrance. Ah, yes. Okay, that's right. So I need to remember now. So it's 1, 2. So there will need to be a cave going down and out from that double one. This music is a little quiet. I think it was there, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just trying to figure this dungeon out, essentially. Yeah, basically it. Gotta try to remember my overall flow. So this is a dungeon that's actually, so if you're like really against spoilers, what you've seen so far has not spoiled anything major technically. But if you're very much against, like, especially like side quest spoiling, like the super secret stuff that you yourself have to find, I'm not gonna like give it to you on a silver platter. This is not the stream for you, because this is what I'm working on right here is that. So you've been warned. The goal is this down here. So you have technically 2 entrances. You have this one with this little torch here, and then you have this one right here. Those correlate to the primary entrance here, and then this little cave here. So you have 2 entrances. I've forgotten everything I see in these streams. Well, and you also have to figure, Moosh. Demo 6 and Demo 7, and heck, even version 1, are all going to probably have a lot of major changes by the time version 2 comes out, which is going to be the first release that I intend to be like, quote unquote, final. Obviously, there'll be enhancements, bug fixes, and whatnot afterward. But my plan is Demo 6 is this chunk. I mean, I could technically... Whoop. If you like lore spoiling, you can pause stream right there, I guess. Okay, so once again, spoilers, that's a given. But this is simply my roadmap. Demo 6 consists of all this. I'm working on this. This technically I did that first. Basically, this is the last thing. Which, fun fact, Legion Bastion here is the dungeon from my mini quest I did. You might recognize the map for anyone who played that. Level 23, and then I actually didn't assign a level to this. This would be 24. Yeah, that'd be 24. I don't know if there's even going to be a map, quite honestly. But basically I can... Oh! I didn't even acknowledge I was supposed to give an item. I developed that dungeon and I didn't even give the item I was supposed to. That's funny. Wait, I just said 23, 24. There's a disconnect here somewhere. Because that's 22, 23. Interesting. Okay. So there's a disconnect there. Hang on. I was supposed to give the level 3 arrows in there. Whoops. Let's, oh god, what map did I even put that on? I've been trying to be more efficient with my maps in the sense that I don't know if it's more efficient. I just cram things in where they fit instead of like creating new maps. I mean, I gave that item here. Yeah, technically that's those arrows. Yeah. Well, hey, that means my lens. I also started documenting my side quests because it was starting to get overwhelming and like forgetting what's what. So making a clear like map of where everything is. Yeah, so like insert end results. I like have the end results of each of these quests. The sequences are more so just like each of these sequences A through D currently just simply correlate to what's in this menu, this box of whoops. I hate how you can't control Z in this dialogue. It's so annoying. Mainly to make sure I don't like find myself in a situation where 2 items you could have at the same time overlap. So like making like the Cooperative key, and by the time you get the guard tower key, you will have to have consumed that key. So just making sure that stuff's like all properly created. The bug is that raft pads do not work as inherent flags on FFCs. And they never have worked on FFCs. So it is not a change. What? So you're saying it never worked? Interesting, because I've... Because this screen worked. Those are on 0. I thought all these were FFCs. Huh. Well, I guess that explains why this worked, because I did have these like this. Alright, well, fair enough. I'll just make sure to do that. I mean, it's not a big deal. That's actually a very perfectly acceptable solution. But anyway, yeah, so that's what this is. So I need to remember that better lens. You know, the thing is, I made the level 2 lens as just an item to give. And I'll just make a note to myself. But anyway, so what I was originally talking about, I guess I kind of already talked about this a bit in my last purezc post, but I'll like go over it with more detail here. Yeah, so demo 6 is currently the thing being worked on, and this is what is currently being worked on right now. When that's done, it's just going through the whole quest, making sure the whole thing works. Fun times ahead. Considering my quest is now probably like 25, 22 hours worth of gameplay. Well, for me, it's probably like 18, 17. But a blind playthrough is probably above 20 at this point. Making sure things work. I do want to overhaul level 1 again because Emily showed me how to do that whole scripted path sequence bullcrap script from like 5 years ago. Can be done with combo triggers. I still need to do that. But that's like honestly, that could be a version 2 thing, since it's a like enhancement to something that already works. So making sure everything works. I might like flesh, now that I actually have clear documentation on my side quests, I might feel more confident in actually finishing some of these. Even if you won't be able to finish it in demo 6, at least have it implemented so it's just one less thing I need to do. And honestly, since the whole world of my game is built, there's realistically nothing and I already know what items there are that are going to unlock things. I can realistically just do that. Yeah. So then when demo 6 is done and out, demo 7 is basically the last demo, the last demo that is like all the previous demos, where it's just straight up adding more content. I have the final 3 primary dungeons, and then a couple of other small ones that are going to be very small. I don't want any really large optional side dungeons that... I just don't want them that large. They don't need to be large. By the time you're this far in the quest, you're probably... I mean, presumably if you're playing my quest, you like dungeons, so you shouldn't be getting fatigued. But I'm also like... Dungeons don't need to be big. If they don't need to be big, they're not going to be big. Fixes your map because your spacebar map for dungeon is super busted. Yes, it is. The trigger should work fine. Well, yeah, because it's not using scripted I'm not going to say nonsense. It's not using scripted craziness. It's using just standard stuff, normal combos, not having a map that's trying to like properly draw script-drawn combos. Blech. I can't wait to get rid of that script. That thing is giant and it's blech at this point. And probably horribly outdated. But anyway, so then demo 7 is the last like purely building the quest demo. Not everything can show on spacebar map. So anyway, yeah, then version 1, as you could see, I had a couple of dungeons, quote unquote dungeons. They're like, I'll just say what Chapel of Rumination is going to be. If you've played Final Fantasy 1 or Final Fantasy 4, the dungeons where you go through multiple floors, that it's sort of like, you can almost think of the dungeons as like an in your head kind of dungeons, because like in Final Fantasy 1 Dawn of Souls, you would have like a floating castle dungeon, a lava dungeon, a water or a floor, and then a water floor and all that stuff. That's kind of what that's going to be, followed by a boss. It's going to be my boss rush, but instead of just like boss 1, boss from level 1, boss from level 2, boss from level 3, boss from level 4, you're going to go through a small floor, then boss, small floor, then boss. There's going to be 12 of them. It's not going to be... This isn't going to be a multi-week dungeon, I would hope. I would hope that'd be fairly quick. Unless I'm doing some really fancy mechanics, which that's beside the point. Then this would be like I'm going to go all out and make a very like the most challenging dungeon I can. So that would probably be like the time and complexity equivalent of maybe like, I don't know, maybe all 3 of these combined, but obviously substantially less than what you would see in these demos. And then it's just like, you know, do the story, you know, actually, because I've wanted cutscenes this whole time, but it's like not a priority. Version 1 becomes a priority. This is, yeah, right here, can beat the game. The reason this is version 1 is because this is the first demo where the game is start. Like, there's a start and there's a finish. You can actually beat it. You'll get to the credits. You can actually finish the game. Bosses will be implemented. Version 2 is going to be like, yeah, fully polished. I go through everything again. Actually apply style to dungeons that have just kind of been like skeletal. Like this dungeon's probably going to stay like this until version 2, unless I just decide I feel like I want to add more stuff to it. And then, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny I say post-game when technically that is this. So I guess that's kind of like, I don't know. Actually, what I should say is Paladin mode, because Paladin mode is going to be more than just a higher difficulty. There's going to be actual game and story changes. So maybe I'll implement that on well, even that should be a version 1 though. Quite honestly, version 2 is just a polish. It's just a like, let's QA the crap out of this quest to make sure it's good for release. Version 1 is going to be like yeah, okay. But that's the plan. That's the plan. Anyway, back to progression. I've already kind of forgotten what I was doing here, so I need to like rewalk myself through it. So the idea I had for flow was you find yourself going this way. You hit this passage here, but this is going to have red bubbles. So you're going to come through here red bubbled. And this bomb spot here is what unlocks this nice shortcut right here. So that you can get deeper into the dungeon nicer, but you got to go through here without your sword. So I guess these whole screens, probably these 6 screens here, will be like a challenge series of rooms. Your Demo 5 replay has singularly caught multiple issues in developing. The max times increase, as in it was the only replay that caught the issues. Oh! Well, good to hear that disaster of a replay actually is valuable. Yeah, when I do, when I finish Demo 6 and I do the replays for that, I'm gonna take it much more piecewise. Like you said, save more. What I'll probably do is I'll do a replay for each dungeon. So like I'll do a replay going up to level 1, then a replay going up to level 2, up to level 3, up to level 4 will be each replay, saving many times in the process. So there, yeah, it should be a lot more manageable for you guys. Cause like that means each replay might be like no more than maybe an hour. I don't know. Maybe no more than like an hour and a half each segment. I feel like that should be a lot more manageable than hours upon hours long. So, from how I understand it. Oh, well, in that case, just so long as I save every frequent enough, then that's not a problem. Okay. Well, that works. I'd like to break it up anyway, just to make it more likely that it's robust. And then, of course, I'll make sure not to mess with any... Because, like, now I understand the replay system more going through what I did with Demo 5. I should hopefully be able to get just something a lot more useful. But I'm glad that it was still beneficial. Yeah, well, the Let's Player and me decided I just wanted to beat the game. And I'm also streaming, so that doesn't help. So, yeah. If I ever abruptly stand up, it's because we have a cat and a hamster in a cage. And it's like a nice big it's not a cage. I shouldn't say it's a cage. It's fiberglass? No, not fiberglass. I don't know. It's a really nice enclosure. And anytime if I ever just like randomly get up, it's because she jumped on it. Because she's a kitten. Can't wait for it to not be a kitten. Anyway, so the goal of the first floor is getting down here to where you can get down. You're in the tunnels here. These are the catacombs down here. That's the ultimate goal, is getting to the... Why did I not... There you go. So ultimately, I like the idea that the main entrance is what gets you off to the left side, and then the side entrance is what gets you to the right side. So let's do the left entrance. So that ultimately gets you here, which gets you here. And that gets you through this whole sequence, except for this top bit. Well, speak of the devil. Hello, kitty. Are you satisfied with how demonish you've been tonight? I just feel her... Oh, shoot. How'd that happen? Just a second. My XLR cable coil fell. So that was putting stress on the connections. That's not good. Anyway. Have you looked at / created any of the new save menus yet? I have not. I've seen at least some of what's available, but I have not. I've been just trying to push for demo 6. I'll definitely be spending a ton of time during like version V1 and V2 just screwing around with like new stuff to see how I can make things more nice. Oh, save menus. Yeah, I just kind of did like basic stuff for now. Interesting. Don't kill music. This is all new. Yeah. Yeah, I have a menu. Well, I don't have my F6 point set up. Yeah, some of these act strange. I don't know what that flicker is. Whoops. Anyway, yeah. I've messed with them a little bit. So I'm no longer using vanilla black. So... Yeah, I don't know what that flicker is. That's always happened as far as I'm aware. I don't know what this room would be. Oh, that's what that room can be. I don't know why I didn't just copy a shutter. I also need to mess with shutters more. Copy info. Ooh, that's neat. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's after. So you won't be able to go down this path until you've finished. Hmm. I kind of want to try to avoid having keys in this one. So that would be like these 6 rooms here. Well, technically 4, since these 2 are kind of transitionary rooms. Yeah, so that's gonna work with those screens. Hmm. It's unfortunate with this screen. So it's right of entrance. So it's this screen. Honestly, I can make it work. I think. I like it the way it is, though. That's what's tough about it. Well, let's finish this route, since this is isolated enough. So we just worry about these. Just to sort of keep... Okay. So what am I gonna have going on around here? Ooh. Just got myself a good idea. I need my hook shot spots, which I think is actually right up here. There we go. I like the concept of like the red bubble sequences. I think they're cool. Because it forces you to have to go through something without your sword. Which, oh, the ideas have just started to flow. Here we go. Here we go. We got something. We got something cooking. We got something cooking. Maybe to like there. Now I need my stairs, which I don't know why I'm moving because I have an example right here. So here we have another red bubble situation. We're going down a layer, which means this has this combo, and then make this look a little cleaner. So now you are red bubbled. So you now need to be resourceful, but we have a lot of pits. So you have to be resourceful, but also careful. Unless I make it to where you'd need 2 keys. Because ultimately, how is that going to work? Oh, no, the idea was you'd ultimately trigger secrets here. Okay. Okay, let's see, where are my triggers? Very unorganized, but at least I know where everything is. Ooh. Haha. How about we have a trigger that requires a level 2 hammer? So we have a nice little extra... Oh, that doesn't work as an FFC. Dang it. That was a great time for an autosave. Autosave always knows when to go off, I swear. It's like I could do that. I could just do a step switch, but that's meh. This is a level 2 hammer trigger, so that's more interesting. But that triggers secrets. Why does this just all go black? That was interesting. Also, these sort of clash. That looks better. Well, at least that gives... See, I don't want to fixate on stuff too much. That gives me enough of an idea to work with. Okay. No. I'll mess with those later. We're just conceptualizing here. That's all we're doing. Yeah, I'll just have this straight up border for now. Okay. I think we're gonna need to have a block puzzle too. I might as well go all the way around, because then I can do this. Alright. That's not centered. There you go. I now need my blocks. I didn't pass them, did I? No. What do I use these for? I've also found myself spending a lot of time doing like combo cleanup. A lot of old stuff that I either don't use or could be done substantially better. I get distracted from proper dev a lot for that kind of thing, which I'm always okay with. I'm always okay with cleaning things up. Not a BMOS. Here's an example. Yeah, I still need to clean up my fire bars. I still haven't done it with the shooter, the nicer shooter way of doing it. But I plan to. That matches better. Whoops. I like the idea of having. Let's put this like over here. These over here. Did you have any interest in like Hamiltonian path puzzles? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do. Where you have to like walk on a series of tiles in a proper order in order to solve it. Yeah, for sure. I thought I remember you mentioning that that's possible with triggers now. Built up 15 years of muscle memory of click in the middle of the text box. Oh, there is. Ooh, okay. I will be sure to check that out. Okay, so you come through here. You do a little block puzzle. Lights out puzzles. What are lights out puzzles? So let's see. We have a basic, like, don't get smacked off the path room. Then we have a block puzzle where you try not to also get smacked off the path. At least not too much to where you die. What's next? Grid of lights. I thought that was Hamiltonian. Grid of lights. Oh, those puzzles. Yeah, that'd be fun. Here's your clue. Make all the red blue puzzles from color dungeon. Yeah, for sure. I didn't realize that I've seen that example quest. I didn't realize it had like puzzle examples. That's awesome. I'll definitely look at those. Honestly, I can figure these screens out later. I get the gist. It was updated. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So the idea is you come through here bubbled. You can't do anything. You hit this. Maybe I have like blue bubbles here. So like maybe I'll actually place them. I love that that's still a thing. Cool. That'll be cool to see. I thought I made a bug report for that. I swore I did. Yeah, when in 3x3 view, flag placing is not correct. Here, I'll bump it. That was from December or January 1st. Yeah, it's a very frustrating one. So. I bumped the bug report. So how am I gonna do this? Cause like, okay, now you get to go down here. Maybe I give you a key. Maybe this dungeon has 2 keys. I didn't want to do keys. I wanted it to just be navigation. Because it'll affect how I do the rooms. I mean, it's easy enough in reality. I can just... have... essentially a trigger on each of these screens. Hitting both unlocks it. And it doesn't even need to be shutters. At some point I can make that something a little more unique and interesting. Because I mean, heck, if I really wanted it more interesting, why don't I just have it be a giant pit that you then need, it'll like give a path. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I've seen that before in the triggers, the ability to just move the player. That's pretty cool. Personally, I'll probably always stick to the scripted side of cutscenes, just because I like the having the confidence of more direct control via script. Oh wait, you're just saying a combo. Oh, I see. I see, gotcha. I feel like I have seen that before. Like, I feel like when looking around, looking at stuff, I've found that. But yeah, I mean, I can look into it, but like I said, in general, I like whenever I want to like move Link in a particular way. If it's not a cutscene, then sure, maybe. If it's like just I generally want Link to move for whatever reason. Okay, I see. Hmm. Oh yeah, with me working on that side quest file where I like fleshed out where side quests are gonna be, that was actually really exciting because it helped me work out a lot of details that I didn't know previously. Like, obviously, it makes knowing what side quests I have, it just gives me a lot more clarity, and I was actually able to work out a lot of details about other unrelated things. I even ended up running a ton of lore. Figuring that stuff out made it to where I could write lore on stuff because I understand where things are going. If that makes it, I don't know if what I said was coherent whatsoever, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I worked out some details that were. It was details that I've been wanting to figure out, and I finally have them figured out. So, moments like that where I get like eureka moments, big moments of clarity. Oh, I understand now how this is gonna go. Yeah, it's a big like motivational booster. It also helps that I'm finally to the point in my quest where I'm gonna start seeing the end of things. It's for years upon years, it's always like, oh, I'm working towards this, I'm working towards that, I'm working towards getting this done, I'm working towards this doing something. Can't do side quest or side quests or cutscenes because XYZ reason. But like I'm getting to the point in my quest where there just aren't gonna be reasons. Like it's gonna become the time to do those things. So it's super motivating. Super fun. Like, yeah, sometimes I don't feel like working on the quest, and sometimes that is a little bit of a drag, but I'm kind of to the point now in development where forcing myself to do it no longer gives me concern that I'll like hate doing it. I've also done it consecutively now for so long. Like, I think it's been a year that I've been working on this consecutively. Like, probably have not gone more than a few days without, like, even when we went on trips, I would bring my laptop and like touch on it a little bit here and there. But yeah, it's been a long time that I've been, longer than any other time in this quest's existence, that I've been reliably working on it, which is great. I'm very happy about it, and I'm very happy where the quest is going. I don't really have any concerns of like basically concerns of like, will I ever finish this quest? It's a done deal. This quest is going to be done at some point. I'm a little anxious for when bosses come around. Me just like grinding out bosses, obviously I'll want help from the boss wizards, but I'm hoping when I'm working on bosses consistently that I won't need as much help. I'll just like understand how to do stuff. Not that I don't like help, but it's also nice to just, if I want to do something, I can just do it. I don't need to rely on having some assistance. And I'm hoping when that time comes, yeah. I mean, it's not really a hope. It's I know it will happen. You know, as a programmer, like I'm very much I need to do it to know it and learn it. So being in a position where I need to do something, or being in a position where I'm consistently working on it, I'll just get better at it. I'll just know it. It'll be second nature at some point. It's how every programming language I've learned thus far has been for me. Boss set triggers, combo triggers. Boss stat triggers combo triggers on screen to cause things to happen. Oh wait, you sent another message. Like how a lot of games will have you walk in a specific spot when you interact with stuff. Would you say that with regards to? In regards to? Said so much. I'm not sure what you were directly referring to with that. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can compound things into making a cutscene. Makes sense. Anyway, that type of simple cutscene I think makes more sense now as just triggers rather than script. I mean, yeah, for a lot of the users, which I assume the user base of ZQuest Classic creators don't do a lot of scripting. I'm just making an assumption. I could be completely wrong. For those users, that kind of mechanic is like perfect because then they don't need to learn how to script. They can do everything without ever leaving the editor. Lots of people don't script. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like I can say that's true based on at least the quests I've played. Like, you can fairly easily tell if something's scripted or not. So for those users, yeah, that's fantastic. They don't need to have to learn how to get into the wonderful world of scripting. But for me, for me, that kind of simple cutscene for me would actually be a lot quicker with scripts, especially considering I have so many, I have such a code base now to where a lot of the code I can just copy and paste. There's a lot of similar code that I can just copy and paste. So it's like, why? I mean, yeah. Personally, for me, I don't see myself using many of those features, but it's still cool to hear about. Like, especially considering, like, I've been in the scene now long enough to see where things have gone. Yeah. It's like 2 triggers. Oh. Well, okay, then the other aspect of it is none of my cutscenes are that simple. I never do simple cutscenes. If I'm doing a cutscene, it's going to be a full thing. With a lot of nuances and little things. Yeah. And I just like the control of a script. Hey, Mido. How have you been, Mido? Well, yeah, I get your point. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's pretty neat. It may be simple, but yeah, that for a lot of people that's super powerful, and it may do exactly what they want. So yeah, that's really neat. Polish type stuff, yeah. For me, just trucking away at more quest dev. I'm working on the final dungeon for Demo 6. So, yeah, after this, it'll be just like making sure the game works, basically. Make sure the game works and, yeah, testing and whatnot. So, I'm sort of entering the final stages of this demo, which is super exciting. Yeah, because then you go this way, and you do... That's a different map. It's these 4 screens. And ultimately, that'll get you access over here, which again, takes you to this screen. I'm tempted to get rid of that cave. This cave is just not... It's not good for me. Like, it's... So it's worth mentioning, all these caves... I actually removed a whole bunch of caves right here. I created probably like a couple of years ago, or maybe a year ago at this point. Whenever I first created this overworld... So obviously without a dungeon in mind, really... I mean, I placed them there thinking that I'd use them for a dungeon, but the dungeon didn't exist, so how did I know that where I placed them actually made sense for the dungeon? I think I'm going to remove this, because it's just not... It's not good. It's not... Well, it's just not working for what the flow of this dungeon is right now. So, quite simply... Let's get rid of this. There. You can now actually be B because there's no C now. I thought it was cool being able to walk across the top there, but it's not gonna work. So I have you go across these 4 screens, and then we basically get 2 entrances. And I mean, this could be an exit. Like, this screen can kind of be... But wait, how does that tie in down here, though? Ooh. So say hypothetically I had you go through a bubble, like you go through some stuff here, but then you get another red bubble situation, and then you can't go... Huh. Because like what I'm thinking of is... right here. What if you are hammer blocked? Or anything. It honestly doesn't matter what you are blocked by. I think this is my... Wait, what? Why is there an awkward space there? That's strange. Where do I use this? Oh, interesting. I don't like that it shows that palette, but I know what that's used for. Because I wanted like a temporary hammer trigger. I mean, technically that could be these, and then I just never place. Well, once they're hit though. Let's just have this go down. No, I'll put these here, just showing like, okay, that's blocked there. So you know what I'm building. So you have to get bubbled. So basically, this is going to be a big old bubble situation, I think. Because like you go through these 4 screens. So this is actually going to be kind of symmetrical to this side, where the 4 screens are a bubble challenge. Ooh, yes, that is what this is going to be. It's going to be a couple of bubble challenges that ultimately result you in coming back here with the ability, like you'll have hit blue bubbles. So I need my hook shot. Yes. Okay. So you're going to be bubbled through all this nonsense. Okay. So then you come up here. And I think over here is where you're gonna hit a shortcut that brings you well, that is a shortcut. Okay. But I was gonna say, well, if I have the bubbling here, then I don't need it here. Well, I do, because then obviously from the shortcut you can just walk down and then sequence break the whole top. Well, guess what? That bubbling in the middle, right here, prevents that. So the real challenge is all up here. Where are my blue bubbles going to be? Up here. So we have 2 entrances. This one going off this way, which honestly, this could just be the entrance, and then the other way is the exit. Do you want to use actual bubble enemies, or do you want to use some sort of fancy combo that unjinxes you? That sounds interesting. That sounds cool. It doesn't need to be a bubble. I kind of like it being a bubble, but I would like to see what you mean by fancy combo that jinxes. Because that sounds pretty neat. My god, my hand cannot draw straight lines right now. What the heck? I also have to remember I have water here because there's water afoot. So I'm open to a jinx combo. Walking through bubble enemies just was the thing that worked. So you're saying I could do something like, say I have shallow water. Make some custom shadow water here. So how does this work then? As a trigger effect. Trigger effect of any setup you could think of. Okay. So trigger effect, so probably player. So that's 0. Indefinitely. Like here's shield jinx? Ooh. The shield jinx is interesting. So you can't make it play an effect that only happens when it's successfully. So if you want, once you walk through this water, you can't use a sword. That's fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, cool. I forgot I have a scripted effect when you get jinx. You get a bubble icon on you. Huh. Well, that certainly makes it easy to test. Ooh. Make it foreboding water. Oops. Why am I being weird? Yes, indeed. So then this would just be simply doop, doop. It's no effect. What do you mean? Oh, 0 to cure. Gotcha. Perpetual Lantern's such a strange name. I gotta make that something that makes more sense. Haha! Oh, that's cool. I like. Well, I want music. That is neat. I like that. That actually makes me want to now. I need to grab an owl statue and I need to write a hint. My owl statue. I should have one here. Just need an example of one. $642. Well, don't think that's accurate anymore. Yeah. Well, because you keep getting knocked back. Yeah, it's definitely tedious. This is going to be a lame hint, but obviously for later. I don't know. Walking in weird... I'm going to change this. Liquid may affect you adversely. Adversely. I think it's adversely. 651. There. Now at least it's established. The cursed liquid saps your strength. Ironically, that actually kind of works with my lore. There. Wordsmith it later. Whatever. I get the idea. Yeah, that's really cool. I've seen that, but I've never thought to use that, I guess. I don't know. When I get to the later versions of my quest, it'll be much easier to like look at what all is available and go, "Huh, that's very useful." Since I'll be less focused on just getting something done. I don't know. That's symmetrical. Huh. Yeah, I've finally been getting better with like making custom combos and actually having them go down. Like I'm at combo 11,000 now, but I'm actually being better about it. Where I actually make I don't try to squeeze them in higher up. I actually use the however many pages you get for combos now. So basically you come this way, you go through some challenges, you come this way. Okay, great. Now you're healed. And then you could go back down here, hook shot down, and la-di-da, you are, you know, Bob's your uncle. I don't know where this wall's gonna go, I just realized. It just loops around. And then it goes this way. And it goes down this way. I think this music's gonna fit very well. Red Brinstar from Super Metroid, in case it was unknown. It has a very good, like, deep and unknown cave vibe, which fits what I'm creating here. If anyone's curious, the lore of this place is a tunnel that's been sealed for ages. Requires 4 ancient tablets that were broken. It was 1 tablet broken into 4, and you collect them all. And that's what's going on here. You place the tablet, the door to the catacombs opens, and then that's when things get a little dark, as it were. All right, well, that is a lot of progress, oddly enough, for tonight. This may not seem like a ton of progress, but for any of you who have tried to design dungeons, you'll see this and be like, okay, wow, a lot of progress tonight. Some really cool ideas. Yeah, absolutely great. And then some awesome ideas from Emily. Thank you so much. That jinx effect, it's one of those things where it's like I use bubbles, but I didn't consider to just use the jinx effect of combos. And yeah, clearly it's much nicer, and I can actually play it into the lore that there's something going on with the liquid here, which kind of has interesting connotations for all of this water here. Maybe it's just deeper down and not on top, because then that creates some interesting implications for all the water in this whole overworld, considering it all. I actually made it to where all the water pads to some degree connect coming down from the Summus. This mountain up here is Summus mountain range, and if you follow it, it does find its way. In fact, this one here flows it goes through here, and it goes all the way down to the coastline. So basically all this water comes from here. It comes from up here, from underground springs, whatever. There's actually going to be a lot of water in this dungeon. That's why I have water combos just sitting here to remind me to start like placing them. So you have the flippers at this point, so you're going to be swimming. Yeah. So the fact that the depths of basically the depths of this mountain, because you're going into the mountain with this, has contaminated, messed up water. And like you said, Emily, cursed water, like I know you said that as like a generic like curse, that's a thing that happens in games. Oddly enough, that actually kind of works with my lore on a deeper level that y'all may not know yet. But yeah, thanks for the help. Got your bug report for the rafting, which apparently is just me doing something not quite right. Done. Yeah. So great to see all of you. I haven't streamed Dev in quite some time, so it's been fun to do it again. I definitely want to stream at least. The thing is, as I get closer to the end of my game, I do not want to stream as much, because we're getting to the end. There's going to be a lot of like exposition being revealed, and I know that I preface these streams with spoilers. Don't join in. Actually, I haven't been saying that, but I feel like it's self-explanatory. I'm developing a game. Obviously, if you want to play the game, you're going to get advanced hints of what's going on. I just want to stream enough to show like progress reports. Like I streamed when I was working on level 9, and now I'm streaming after that because I finished it. I didn't stream the last dungeon I did, but I mean that's fine. That's I don't know. I might stream a little less. Yeah, I can always go back to streaming in the Discord chat. That is an option. But I do like streaming to YouTube, because when I'm working on quest stuff, I'm obviously not doing Let's Play, so there's less content. So this kind of shows like this is the content at that point. And I know some people do watch these streams back, and you know they get some benefit from it, which I'm always open to providing that benefit. And And yeah, it'll be cool when this quest is done. Years have passed, can look back on it for posterity. Like, oh, that's what that dungeon looked like years ago. Not even close to what it looks like now, or whatever interesting stuff like that. But yeah, so that'll be it for me this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Terra Necromancy is making a ton of progress, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with the direction it's going. I think it's going to be at least a quest that I myself will enjoy playing once it's done. So, yeah. Have a good night. Talk to you guys some other time. Goodbye.